What's happening, wars and warheads and everything else in between, people that just want to get down, funky, dirty, and apparently get flirty. No, I'm messing around right now. I have no reason why I'm talking like this. But here's the thing, guys. Oh my fucking gosh. That's basically all I have to say right now. Oh my fucking gosh. I never heard of this band before, and then all of a sudden I see this album get released, and these record, there's certain record labels out there that you just have a certain level of trust with, and you're just like, all right, I'll check you out. I see you. So I check this band out, right? It's Unleash the Archers, and holy cow, if you like Iron Maiden and always wondered, hey, I wonder what Iron Maiden would sound like if they were still amazing and had, a female singer. Voila! Unleash the Archers. What? Yes, I'm serious. It just makes me, this album has been just like, since my very first listen of the first track, I was just like, where have you been all my life? It's kind of like when you see that one girl at the party, and you're just like, hey girl, what you doing? That's basically what happened when I listened to this album, man. I'm not even joking with you guys. Fuck, it's good. I mean, this is power metal to the max. But it's not just power metal-y. It's got everything that you could possibly think of that really makes it feel like a full record. It feels more like a really strong Camelot record than it does an Iron Maiden record solely, as far as just comparison. But at the same time, it really has an Iron Maiden feel with this amazing high pitched power vocals that go for long periods of time. Really good riffs, really good riff speeds. Everything about this album is just like, I want more. And no joke, I'm probably going to go back and listen to their entire back catalog after I get more of this record in me. Because you know what? This is good. Okay, this is good. It's good. It's really good. I have no clue how else to start out like this, guys, but when you have a singer whose name is Britney Slayes on stage, it's pretty metal. Pretty metal. Here's the thing though, guys, when you think about a metal power metal stuff, you're not really you're thinking about motherfuckers with running around with claymores, just charging at lines of dragons and eating each other's asses or something like that, occasionally killing a dragon with a 4-ton brick, and then getting a battle axe and running at your next door neighbor. That's what you think of when you think of power metal, essentially. Motherfuckers with axes charging at dragons and eating each other while killing the whole world with a tankard of meat in their hand. That's what we're thinking of, right? At least that's what I'm thinking of. But at the same time, like, I don't ever think of archers, but now I'm like, archery be pretty metal as fuck, man. Be pretty metal as fuck. But dude, oh my gosh, where do I even start at? Where do I even freaking start at? Can I just keep fangirling for like 5 more minutes? I feel like I need to fangirl for at least 5 more minutes just so I can get the proper amount of fangirling out of my way so I can actually talk about this with a sensible attitude. You know what? Fuck that. Fuck that. This is America. This is life. This is liberty. This is the internet, which is actually better than America, because fuck America, but I love the internet. Oh, let's get this first clap song on here. It's called Awakening. This song starts the record off, and you know what? It has an amazing tension for like 40 seconds before anything actually happens, where you just build that little, feel in there, and all of a sudden it just hits you like a bag of bricks, and you're just like, all right, I'm listening. All right, I'm listening. Check this out, guys. It has that just almost thrash metal-y power to it, where it's just got that really nice pace, that really nice speed, really just getting it on there with that guitar work. And then later on in this track, whenever the singing starts, because the singing goes forever, and in this track, Britney Slayes literally sounds like I didn't recognize that it was a girl at first singing. I was literally just captivated by her singing presence whenever she gets going. And it may have been a dual vocal essence on there, but it was still just good, you know. When I was a teenager, I'm not gonna lie. When I was a teenager, I didn't listen to female singers when I was a teenager because I just, for whatever reason, just didn't think that was metal enough as a teenager, because I was an idiot as a teenager. But as I've grown up, you know, I've learned to appreciate the beauty that is a woman's voice, because man, they can usually sing better than us guys. Let's just be honest, guys. Let's be honest. There's only a handful of guys out there that can sing on epic, awesome female level. Roy Khan, you're awesome. But anyway, oh my gosh, dude. So it gets started, it gets going, and the pace is just amazing on that first track. It's one of those that literally just full the whole way through. When it finally gets to its solo work, it just really pulses you in and grabs you and allows you to really feel that power metal feel, like you're listening to a Judas Priest album circa Painkiller years, or, you know, Iron Maiden, the classic Iron Maiden, you know, really good years, you know, like a power slave, Number of the Beast era kind of thing, where you're just like, oh yeah, let's get this. Well, just keep that going. Just keep it going. But you know what? The thing is that this band is just so, they just. You know, I never heard of this band before, but like I said, I want to go back and listen to the entire back catalog after hearing this album and really just getting into this album. Check out this track right here. I'm getting ready to play you a clip from the song, you know, Cleanse the Bloodlines. And this is, first of all, it's you're going to see some different elements here, because this is not just a power metal album. It's got elements of black metal. It's got elements of kind of that heavy metal thrashy kind of feel in a lot of ways, and at the same time still feels very symphonic. No joke. I mean, if I'm trying to compare it to somebody out there right now as far as just like heads up, you know, contemporary people that I would say compare it to, I'd say Camelot. But oh my gosh, guys, listen to this stuff. And listen to this next piece right here. This is going to be called Cleanse the Bloodlines video. That boy, Miss Britney Slayes can give you what you've been longing for your whole life, which is a freaking amazing album from a female singer that you're just like, oh my fucking god, dude. I'm just sitting there like, yes, Britney, you can have me. You can have me on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Jesus' birthday, your birthday, Michael Jackson's birthday. You can have him on all my birthdays. We're good. We good. What's up? But no, seriously, man, like it's got that it has the ability to kind of break down and really keep that kind of pace going, while at the same time giving you something still to headbang to. It was just, I really like that, man. I really like that. They're able to switch in, you know, the black metal vocals, while at the same time being able to push back and give you the power metal essence that is the album, without really losing any of the power right there. You know, as far as it goes, that's just what I'm looking for when I'm looking for one of these albums. I'm looking for it to keep that kind of pace, keep things going for me, and at the same time still switch up in the middle of the album and not end up being a stale, just 7, 8, 10 songs that just feel exactly the same. And that does not happen with this record at all, man. This Unleash the Archers album is just getting me like fan hard. Like fan hard? Like fan hard. Bruh. Just saying. But guys, this next clip I want to show you is just a starting point for their single on this album. It's Matriarch, and you'll kind of understand just a bit more of just what that kind of feel is, and just how just good this band is as far as creating a vibe throughout the start of a song that carries through throughout the end of it, man. Check this out. right there. They have kind of as far as a vocal group as far as it goes. When you look at the vocal register of what they have as far as their band, it kind of almost feels like Amaranth, where you have the scream vocalist, you have a male clean vocalist, which is really the backing vocalist, and that's how he is on all these tracks. He's the backing vocalist. Whenever you feel like the vocal get to a point where it's almost indistinguishable between male or female as far as the vocals, that's where they're both singing right there. And you have Britney, who's got the main female lead vocals, which she is, of course, the lead vocalist on the album. Same way. I think it's Kyla Rind is the lead singer for Amaranth, as far as being the leader on the vocal tracks or whatnot. And that's really what we get to as far as that goes. Man, I was just digging it so hard, man, as far as it goes. You see how right there, it's that album, that opening of that track kind of felt like a painkiller almost, where you just like, you get that good riff deep in it, and all of a sudden the beautiful on key yell just pops in and holds, and you're just like, yes, give me more, mama, and that's kind of what I'm feeling when I listen to that track right there, man. It's got me. You really got me, girl. You really got me. Like, girl, you really got me. Like, I don't think you know this yet, girl, but you really, like, got me so hard. It's not even funny. And that's the thing, man. You know, when you find an album like this where it's just so different and that it just catches your attention and makes you want to go listen to the back catalog, that's when you know you found a winner, as far as I'm talking about right here. And yes, as you get through things, there are some tracks that are a little bit different that really aren't as beautiful as far as my personal perspective or points. You know, I really didn't enjoy the full feel of False Walls. 10,001 really enjoyed the starting of the song because it comes in kind of like a battle cry anthem, but then kind of changes up its style midway to where it almost didn't feel like a battle anthem anymore. Call Me Immortal and Earth to Ashes really didn't stick out either, but then Apex kind of finishes the album off with a really good, just longer kind of track to really give you that kind of long-standing power metal-y feel, something that you would see from something like Blind Guardian or Sonata Arctica, or even, like we said, classic Iron Maiden, where it's just a long track that goes through. Now, personally, one thing I do appreciate what we see as far as this album, where we're able to see a lot of different elements in place right here. Now, have you guys ever actually headbanged to some symphonic breakdown point? I just want to ask you this: have you guys ever like headbanged to a symphonic breakdown point? You're getting ready to try to headbang to this. This is so unique as far as something that you actually might want to headbang to. Check this out. And then it breaks into a solo right after that headbanging moment where you're just like, yes, give me more. And then it's like, oh, it's solo time. It's solo time. And that's kind of what I'm feeling like when I'm listening to this whole album as far as that goes. They're able to break things in, break it out, and really get you gravitating toward the point where you're just like, yes, give me more. Now, frankly, when it comes down to it, as far as the actual album, I wish it was a little shorter in some spots. There were a couple of songs that really felt like they were dragging on a little bit more. Cleansing the Bloodlines being a really good song. Music video was actually had like a minute of nothing on there, where it was really just like, just play the song. But as far as the overall, it's not a very long album, only 61 minutes, so it's not a very long album at all. Very much easy for you to digest and enjoy. But at the same time, being a power metal album, there are some spots where obviously it's going to be a little bit longer than probably it should be, just because of how it works out with power metal. The only band that I've really known in power metal that really doesn't and they're more symphonic metal than power metal. It's Camelot, and Camelot pretty much never has. I don't really know off the top of my head of any Camelot songs post Karma from the Karma album on that were past like 5.5 minutes, and that's really a good thing, to be honest with you. Because unless you're a progressive band, really it's dangerous to go past that mark unless you really got something beautiful or awesome. You know, I mean, obviously thrash metal bands like Metallica have made plenty of 8-10 minute tracks or whatever, but there's a difference. If you're able to really captivate and keep things original and have 3 minutes of solo play going on, or have 2 minutes of build-up play, that can work. But a lot of times bands will just make a song a little bit too long, and it kind of can steal a bit of thunder here or there. It leans toward that in this album in certain spots, but it never actually feels completely like you've lost momentum. But guys, it's time for the tally list. Let's go over to the tally list. So here we guys go. The tally list for what this song is, this album is. Well, first of all, I just want to say, guys, absolutely amazing album. I had a mental erection the entire time I was listening to this. I gotta give the production value, because there was no hiccups, there were no real spots of dead play. Everything felt full. I would have had Awakening not have quite as long as a build-up, but I still appreciated the build-up because it helped get you in the mood to listen to their album. So production, I gotta give it a 10 out of 10. As far as the artwork, I wasn't too impressed by the artwork for the album. In fact, if I was going off the artwork alone, I probably wouldn't have looked at this album. And it's not because the artwork's bad. It's just because the Unleash the Archers logo on the top of this album doesn't quite stick out well enough from the background imagery in a way that I really can see it from far away, or really understand it from far away. I like to be able to see what's going on and be able to really, gravitate toward it from an album artwork perspective. And unless I have it in a big enough font or a big enough image size, I really can't quite get it. Still a beautiful scenery, definitely very power metal-esque, but at the same time, it just wasn't quite gravitating enough for me. Gonna give it a 7 out of 10. As far as songwriting, definitely several different aspects being tackled here. We have this overarching theme of the matriarch being around in these songs. We talk about just keeping things pure. I love the song idea of 10,000 against one. Where it's just this, it's a really cool idea. It makes you feel like you want to play Dynasty Warriors over again and just listen to listen to the soundtrack for Dynasty Warriors, because it does have that kind of Dynasty Warriors feels in certain points where you're just like, where it's just 80s heavy metal power chords over and over again. You're just like, yeah, keep on getting it. As far as songwriting, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Pacing. Like I said, pacing was a little bit of a curiosity here. Not a huge issue, but definitely certain spots where, like most power metal albums, you can really just draw out a little too much. And so I'm going to have to give it a 7 out of 10 here. Good stuff, though. Really good stuff. As far as standouts on the album, I really liked the song Awakening. Shadow Guide was definitely one that I feel like will be a very easy radio play, because it's only 3.5 minutes, I believe. Something very short like that, to where it would be very easy for someone to be able to put it on the radio in comparison to other songs. Definitely the Matriarch, really a good song. I really liked The Coward's Way, where it has that type of operatic headbanging moments that I showcased to you guys. And then really just dig a couple other things. The standout tracks are standouts on this album for sure. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 because there's very little out there that felt like this is that, and not like it would stand out from the actual crowd in a bad way to where you couldn't play it against anything. But it just it was one of those that the tracks that were on there, when I listened to it, I didn't hear anything like what everything else is coming out like right now. As far as cohesion, do the tracks work together? Do they flow together? Or is there kind of a weak spot in there? No, there is no weak spot as far as the tracks blending together. There is no track that really detracts from everything else out there. There is no track on this album that actually stands out from the rest of the songs on this album in a way that keeps your attention or distorts your focus when you're listening to the album. 10 out of 10 there. As far as replayability, am I going to replay this album? Dude, I already told you guys. I'm getting ready to replay this album again, and then go listen to the back catalog. I'll probably have this entire band's catalog in my iPod by 2 o'clock this afternoon, which is like in the next 3 hours. So, guys, replayability, 10 out of 10 there. I'm just digging it that much. Personal preference. Yes, I am, in fact, a power metal fan. I like power metal. I like symphonic power metal. I'm a big fan of Sonata Arctica. I really like Camelot. I really enjoy Epica. I like Nightwish quite a lot as far as that symphonic power aspect. Yes, this is a band that I'm digging this style, man. I am digging this style, and they played it in probably the best way that I've heard in a long time. 10 out of 10 there. Suitability. Is this band going to be able to play with others well? Is this a band that I can actually put on a mixtape with other bands? Is this a band that I can actually put on tour with other bands? Is this a band that would blow other bands out of the water? And yes, the truth is, if they play live, half of how they play, on their album, my friend, they're blowing people off the stage. Dragon Force could not have them on tour with them, because Dragon Force would have to actually play sober and be able to actually play their solos just to be able to hold their own against this band, Unleash the Archers. And that's the thing, power metal has a lot of extreme bands that have great proficiency or whatnot, but this band just had that vibe the whole way through. Where a lot of times power metal bands will get too anthemic or get too battle cry-y, to where they'll forget about the headbanging aspect or forget about the whole mood aspect of it, the groove aspect of it. And this is a very groovy album, while at the same time still being able to display those power metal power that they have. I gotta say, I would love to see this band go on tour with Epica, Camelot, and then possibly even go on tour with a Nightwish or Iron Maiden. But a lot of those bands probably wouldn't want a littler band like Unleash the Archers out there against them, being able to blow them off the stage later on. So it would definitely be like that. We're gonna give it a 9 out of 10 right there, just because I feel like they're too good to go on tour with so many bands. But they fit in any mixtape, they fit in anything else. Great stuff. As far as personal mastery, guys, I'm in love. I am in love. I feel in love. I feel like I just want to tell the world that this band lives. Tell the world that. I want to tell them all that this band is amazing and that you should totally put your face into it. Now, this isn't a Dream Theater album where you just see the proficiency out the ass. The singing is on point. The bass lines are sharp. The drums definitely have a bit of a double bass feel every now and then, where it just gets kind of good and really good. Guitar work is excellent as far as feeling like I'm playing some kind of Dynasty Warriors game. That being said, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 there. And guys, no joke, pick up this album today, throw it into your mixtape, and enjoy it. Because my guys, this is a 90 out of 100 album. This is an A- album as far as I'm concerned. That means, bro, you need to get this album right now, put it on your record case, and listen the fuck out of it, because this album is absolutely my pick. This is my pick right now for Album of the Year as far as in the Metal Storm community. When Metal Storm allows me to vote at the end of the year for Album of the Year, I'm voting for Unleash the Archers Apex as far as for right now. Unless something really amazing happens in the next 6 months, Unleash the Archers Apex, Album of the Year for me on metalstorm.net. Check it. As always, Warriors, I'll see you next time. And remember, keep stealing those kneecaps.